Conjugating regular verbs, part 2. So you already know the endings of ich, you have an E on the end, du, st, sie, es, t, wir, en, or you can use the infinitive, sie und big C, en, or you can just use the infinitive. Oh, and ihr, get a T. However, occasionally when we conjugate a verb that has a T right here at the end of the stem, it gets a little bit hard to pronounce, so the Germans do something just a little bit different to make it pronounceable. And that only comes into place right here. So ich will be normal. We're going to take the stem, the Arbeit, and write it down. And then we will put that E there, so that's normal. Du, we'll do the same thing, Arbeit. Except if I slap this ST on the end there, and I try to pronounce it, it's going to be something like Arbeit, and it's really hard to say. So what the Germans do is when they have a T right here, often there will be an extra E that they add before they put the ending in, just so that they can pronounce it. Arbeitest, which is a lot easier to say than arbeitest. Arbeitest. Du arbeitest, you work. Same thing with sie, es. Sie, es, arbeit. If I just put the T on the end, I get arbeitet, which is really silly. So, once again, the Germans have added an E there. Sie, es, arbeitet. Arbeitet. So we still have our normal T there, but we put this E there just so we can actually pronounce it. We don't want our tongue to do acrobatics. Wir, you know the shortcut for wir and sie big C. It's the same as your infinitive. Or if you want to, you can put the stem down and then add the en back. Either way, you're going to get arbeiten. No surprises here. Ihr, we know that our ending is T. If we put our stem down, Arbeit, and I put that T there, I get arbeitet, which sounds silly. So once again, Germans have added an extra E, just so they can pronounce it. And then, you know the secret for Sie und big Z, the same as wir, also the same as your infinitive. So, arbeiten. Arbeiten. Sie arbeiten. Now, we can do this also with verbs that end in like a D, for example, such as schneiden, schneiden, to cut, because we get the same problem. D and T, we know in German, are very similar because of the history of the development of the language. So it would work the same way here. If I would say I cut, ich schneide, everything's fine. But when I go to du schneid, if I slap that ST on there, it's really hard to say. Schneidst. So once again, we put an extra E there just so we can say it. Du schneidest. Same thing with sie, es. Sie, es, schneidet. Just so we can pronounce it. Wir und sie und big C, we know is exactly what we start with, so we'll just write down schneiden. And ihr, we know has a T on the end. It's the same thing as sie, es. These two also love each other. Got to be together, so schneidet. Schneidet. Because otherwise we would be saying schneidet, which is really hard to say. Okay, that's it for now. Tschüss.